What it is, folks, your homeboy Fur back again with another episode of the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. Put it on something. Solo dolo for the promo right now, but you will see my brother Tim G. Jake later on in the program. You understand? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing to hit that button. And make sure you put all your people on it, so they too can put it on something. You feel me? Jackson State University moved to 10-0. But we had a scare. Shedeur Sanders left the game with what most consider to be a concussion. I don't know. As I tape right now, I really don't have any clarification on it. I do know that the young man tweeted out basically that he's okay, that he'll be ready to play in the Soul Bowl, okay? So it seems like we dodged the bullet. So since that's the case, I think it's only right that we strike up the mother fucking band. Let's go. I gotta get my solo sound on. That boy came in as a fun matchup. I don't know if you can hear me, but I said I gotta get my Shiloh Sanders on. That boy marched in with the bone. Well, we marched in doing the drum major. You know what I'm talking about? He got with the lead drum major. You know what I'm talking about? Started doing the thing. And Slick knew the routine. Slick knew the routine. Look, that's on my bucket list. The march with the boom. Okay? Somebody make that happen for your homeboy first. You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't know if y'all can tell. I be hitting the routine right here. Now, it might look like I'm off beat, but don't play with me, okay? What I'm hearing in my headphones is different from how it portrays on the camera, you know what I'm talking about? So y'all hearing it differently, of course. I'm hearing it in real time, and I'm hitting that shit. Don't play with me. I used to march with the boom as a child, right alongside him in Canton, Mississippi. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to that boy Shiloh. I remember my favorite player, but that boy Shiloh, I got to move that boy up. That boy, that crazy. Okay. But let's get into the realest rundown. All right, let's go ahead and get into the realest rundown. Jackson State University defeated Alabama A&M by a score of 27-13 down in Mobile. Before Shedeur left the game, he went 13 of 24 for 183 yards and 4 touchdowns. Okay. Won by 2 scores. You know, but a lot of us still feel like, you know, we had some shit to clean up. Okay. But whatever the case is, we 10-0. But let's look at the rundown. You understand? Starting off the game, Alabama A&M ended up converting on a 4th down, okay? As Coach Manor said in his post-game presser, he wanted to show his team that he was coming to win the game, okay? So they ran a fake punt, and it actually paid off because that drive ended in a field goal, which put them up 3-0, okay? On our first drive, a personal foul negated a kick return touchdown by Mr. Coleman. And that shit was electric. Okay. Shout out to Mr. Coleman. Mr. Coleman starting to show more and more flashes. Okay. Sophomore season ought to be crazy. Okay. He's starting to show more and more flashes, but this was negated by a damn penalty. That's going to be a theme this game. Okay. Whatever the case, we still end up scoring on that drive on a touchdown run by Mr. Hunter. Okay. And as I say in my notes, it was great play design by Mr. Bartolone. Shout out to Coach Bartolone. Okay. Again, I got to give you credit when you do shit right. Okay. And this was great play design, man. Travis basically walked into that motherfucker. Okay. So shout out to Coach Bartolone for that play design. All right. On our next kickoff to Alabama A&M, can't lie, kick return to Mr. Cox. Got a big return on us. Now we tried to avoid him on the first kickoff, okay, but on this one we kicked it to him. And I can't cap, he shifted our motherfucking ass. He did that. All right. This gave A&M the ball around the 15. All right. But the drive ended in a blocked field goal. Shout out to the special teams unit for that. But shit, the damn kick was so low that we really ain't had to do nothing to put a hand up, you know what I'm talking about? But still, shout out for getting that hand up. You understand? All right. On our next drive, unfortunately, we were forced to punt. We got behind the chains on this drive, and we couldn't convert on 3rd and 10. On A&M's next drive, they switched quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? That's something they kind of did throughout the game, kind of going from Quincy Casey to Mr. Langford. Okay. And this drive ended in a touchdown run by A&M. That put them up 10-7. The drive was aided by a face mask penalty by us, and they had good quarterback runs by Langford on this drive. You know what I'm talking about? And uncharacteristically, we did give up quite a bit on the ground in this game, and also in the screen game. They got us on numerous screens. So that's uncharacteristic. I'm sure Coach Prime and Coach Thurman gonna have a lot to say to the boys in film study about stopping the run and handling those screens. All right. On our next drive, we ended up having to punt. Uh, it was rough on 3rd down. We had a false start penalty. This forced us into a 3rd and 10. And then Shedeur almost lost the fumble after a sack. You know what I'm saying? But we got that back. And the drive continued because of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. But still, with all that said, we end up having to punt. Okay. Moving on to the second quarter. Defense ended up forcing the punt on A&M. Casey was back in the game on this drive, okay, and we were able to bottle them up and force a punt. All right. On our next drive, we got stopped on a 4th and goal from the 2. And again, penalties. A holding penalty negated a touchdown pass from Shedeur to Mr. Wideman. This one really pissed me off because Shedeur masterfully scrambled and kept his head, his eyes downfield, and hit Mr. Wideman in the back of the end zone with a strike. But it was negated because of a holding penalty. Now on the replay, I didn't see the hold. Like I told you, it's kind of a theme that penalties would be called that negated touchdowns for us. But I don't know, in that situation when you were scrambling like that, sometimes holding does occur, but again, on the replay, I missed it. You know what I'm saying? I just missed it. But that took points off the board for us. On A&M's next drive, Travis Hunter got his first pick of the year. Okay, so this was a notable game in the career of Travis Hunter because he got his first touchdown and he got his first pick. You feel me? Quincy Casey was the quarterback on this one. And he tested Travis, who was singled up. Travis pretty much be singled up all night over there. But that was a bad idea. Okay, it was an easy pick. It was an underthrow. And shit, he just picked that one off easily. I thought it was a chance that boy gonna take that thing back. Okay, but we ended up with another penalty on this. Okay, now it didn't negate the interception, but come on, man, come on. When we got the ball though, we were forced to punt. Shedeur scrambled and found Mr. Hooks, but Mr. Hooks dropped it. Now he might have been, focused on trying to get his feet inbound. You know what I'm talking about? So it would have been a great catch, but he did drop the ball. All right. When defense got back out there, man, they forced the punt. The punt team pinned A&M down deep in their territory, and we ended up bottling them up. Langford was the quarterback at this time. So again, man, they were just alternating QBs. All right. When we got the ball back, we ended up throwing a touchdown pass to Mr. Stevens. That made it 14-10. All right, we faked the pitch to Mr. Wilkerson. And then Shedeur threw a strike to the tight end, Mr. Stevens. Mr. Stevens is a bona fide weapon in our offense, man. I told y'all when we signed him that good things were gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? When you got a quarterback, really, you think about a quarterback, a tight end can't be their best friend. I know a lot of folks always just try to act like a young quarterback loves a tight end and a mobile quarterback. You know, somebody like remember Michael Vick and Algie Crumpler, and y'all OG, you remember that? Okay. Well, a quarterback, period, loves a tight end. Can I interest you in Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski? Anybody? Okay. I mean, the tight end is directly in the vision of the quarterback. So you got a tight end that can get separation. You got yourself something. And Mr. Stevens is one of those youngins. Shout out to Mr. Stevens. When we got back on defense, we forced a turnover. Mr. Silman Craig forced the fumble by busting up the pitch to the running back, and Aubrey ended up recovering it. Okay. And shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Aubrey. This young man got an invite to the Senior Bowl. Told y'all a great thing will come from that youngin. I told y'all that boy is the Ray Lewis of Jackson State University. He's my favorite player for a reason. Shout out to the young king. That's big shit. And one of the things they said was on the invite that the draft starts in Mobile. We should have our next draftee. Okay? NFL, don't fuck this up. Jackson State University should have our next draftee. Okay? Shout out to the king, Aubrey Miller. Okay? But back to the rundown, that was a great play for us. But this was after they took points away from us. Okay? Again, so this the third instance, and I ain't made it about the first half yet, in which we had points on the board that were taken off. Now, this was just a blown call, okay? With the Coleman kick return, okay, you making argue something happened there. With the Shedeur touchdown pass to Wyman, you making argue something happened there. On this, man, this a fucking lateral. This was a lateral pass that A&M threw, okay? They didn't catch it. Therefore, we got the opportunity to pick it up. We picked it up and we dipped out, went and scored a touchdown. But am I the only one? I saw it on TV. They right there live. They should be able to see that. Come on, man. And then you review everything now, right? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to goddamn get me a prescription. Maybe I got glaucoma or something. Maybe something wrong with these things right here. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that should have been a touchdown. But we end up, getting the ball. And we end up going to score a touchdown in the fucking way. Okay. Touchdown pass to Mr. Hooks. And this was a masterful drive by two. Shedeur Sanders got to put this on his highlight reel. When you're trying to get drafted, you got to look at this. Draft scouts, look at this drive. Okay. Look at this drive. We had no business scoring points on this drive. Okay. And you can argue that, Alabama A&M fucked up in the coverage to let us get deep like that before the half. But that don't happen without two being able to do what he do. Okay. On this drive, he used his legs. He got out of bounds. And at the end of the day, he threw a deep strike to Mr. Hooks. The ball comes out differently out that boy's hands. It's a bad motherfucker. Bad motherfucker. Okay. But that took us into the halftime. Okay. And at halftime, one of the things I looked at and I found interesting, for all the bullshit that went on, we had 4 penalties for 28 yards, and Alabama A&M actually had more penalties. They had 7 penalties for 61 yards. Okay, but it just seems like the penalties that occurred on us were very notable situations. Like I said, 2 touchdowns, and then the third wasn't a penalty, but that missed call took points off the board. You feel me? So it was interesting. Very interesting. But y'all know I like to tell you at least one song that the Boom played during halftime. And they played one of my favorite songs of all time. It's definitely my favorite Michael Jackson song. And that is PYT, by the GOAT, Michael Joe Jackson. Okay. Now see, I just happened to buy, I'm a magazine collector, y'all. Okay. So I just copped this out of Walmart. Okay. Fuck with that boy Mike Jackson. That boy fool. That boy's bad motherfucker. Yeah, some of y'all OG, y'all know about that boy. Okay. And that damn PYT, that shit slap. That shit still slap to this day. Some of y'all know about it. Some of y'all OG, y'all know about it, don't it? Y'all had them girls in the club back then in the 80s. Huh? OG, put the phone down now. Y'all thinking about that girl. Don't hit up on Facebook. You gonna fuck around and fuck your good thing up if you ain't married to that woman right now. Don't think about that PYT from back then, made it when you were doing your thing. All right. But that damn PYT still slap. That's a jam. And the Boom played that shit. You feel me? Shout out to the Boom. Gotta love the Boom. Okay. In the third quarter, we came out gunning. Okay. We started out with a touchdown pass to Mr. Gaines that made it 27-10. All right. The touchdown came on a 4th and 10 from around the 20. All right. Two threw a strike. You see a theme? He throws strikes. Okay. Two threw a strike to Mr. Gaines down the middle. Mr. Gaines made a great catch now to get his foot down in the end zone. Now, I don't know why once again we went for two. Seems like we do this at least once a game. But we went for two. Didn't get it. We tried like a jump pass or something like that. And we didn't get it. Now, I don't know if the wind had picked up at that time or what. Or maybe we're practicing for a moment where we might need it down the line. I don't know. But I don't like to go fishing for points. You know what I'm saying? Just kick the damn extra point. Let's go sit down with the momentum. Go on a bad play, not getting it, and then you go, it's like, damn, we could have got. Fuck that. Just go ahead and kick the extra point. Let's go home. All right. On our next defensive drive, we forced the punt, but they end up pinning us inside the 5. Now we end up fumbling, and this was the play that Shedeur fumbled on a scramble. I know people in the social media world, kind of saying should have got down, got to slide, got to protect yourself. Kind of goes back to what I said last week where he scrambled for a touchdown run and he dropped his shoulder. I was worried about that shoulder. But yeah, he got to get down. He got to get down. Now, despite that, though, it did look like helmet-to-helmet contact. Okay, if you look at it, looked like he caught one directly across the face mask or across the chin. And that's shit. Boxing, that's where you try to hit a motherfucker, you trying to knock him out. So it did look like the young king was laying there out for a minute. And unfortunately, it did look like on the video that I saw that some young men from A&M may have been taunting him. And that's definitely unfortunate. Like I said, I mean, I know you're in the heat of battle. It's a violent game. A lot of shit might be being talked out there. Jack State got that target. But y'all young kings got to take these concussions seriously, though. Real talk now. Okay? That ain't nothing to play with, because that shit can be life endangering. That shit can alter your quality of life and your old age. So let's just call that off limits. Okay? If it seems like somebody got concussion, that ain't the time. That ain't the time to do that. Okay. And that goes for us too. I wouldn't want us. I know Shiloh calls the defense headache gang or whatever like that, but for real, we don't need to be trying to get these young kings no concussions and shit like that, and definitely don't need to be taunting after it. Real talk. Okay. Because this shit, that's the one thing about football that really makes motherfuckers say, should we even be playing this shit? Is a concussion issue. So that was bad form right there. If that's indeed what the young king from A&M was doing. Now, when we got back on defense, we forced a turnover on downs. They challenged Mr. Bolden deep, and it was good coverage. And I like Mr. Bolden's celebration. He got a little celebration where he folded his arms and him and his partners in this. Okay, I like that. It remind me of the G-Funk era, you know what I'm talking about? When Dre and Snoop putting that shit out, and you ride in your car, and you right there with it. Okay, remind me of that. I don't know what's the genesis of the celebration for Mr. Bolden, but I like it. Okay, I like it. All right. The next drive for Jack State University, though, was telling. The next drive and the rest of the game shows why I kept saying in those earlier games, fuck all that stat padding for Shedeur. Fuck all that. I know you want to make the numbers look great. Okay, we want to get him drafted. We're going to get this man drafted. Okay, this man is good. The man passed the eye test. We're winning. His father's Deion Sanders. We're going to get him drafted. Okay. The Heisman, those folks ain't finna give us no fucking Heisman. Okay. Fuck them. Fuck them. Okay. We need to be ready to win. I mean, when it's a blowout, backup quarterback need to be in there getting some reps, live game reps. Because if you saw the rest of the game, you see why we got to get this king ready for any moment. Because Mr. Andrade struggled. Okay. He took over on that next drive. Drive in it in the punt. Okay. A&M got the ball back. They're driving in the field goal. Okay. That made it 27-13. We muffed the kickoff. Our guys ran into each other. And see, this is the reason why shit like this is the reason why we got to stop saying, particularly Coach Prime, got to stop saying, that's not who we are. That's not who we are. Coach, this is who we are. We got to start saying this is not who we want to be. But this is who we are. We do shit like this damn near every week. Either we muffing the punt or we fucking up something. These penalties too. Who complained about the penalties last week, and this week does seem like the refs on some bullshit. But last week, in other weeks, when it comes to some of these mental mistakes, we do keep doing this shit. Now we keep dominating, all right, as we should. But this is us. We don't want it to be us, and we got to clean this shit up. Got to clean it up, okay? Because again, I don't need no L this time. I can't take that shit. My blood pressure cannot handle that. My blood pressure cannot handle what happened in that celebration, bro. No, it can't. Okay? I can't take it. So we got to make sure we rectify this shit. All right. Defense held up, though, and we forced a fumble. Okay? Mr. Bolden recovered the fumble and had a great return, but we had a holding penalty on this, and that negated the return. All right. This was after replay negated Mr. Bolden's interception. Again, that one was questionable. Okay. You can make a great argument that he caught that ball. Nevertheless, he ended up recovering the fumble, though. Okay. But again, no Shedeur in the game, and we were forced to punt. All right. The receiver fell down on the second down throw. Then JP just missed the throw on third down. All right. Defense went on to force a turnover on downs. When we got back out there, they were bending now. And again, Coach Thurman and Coach Prime gonna be pissed off about, again, some of these screens we're giving up and some of these runs. They were bending, but we weren't breaking. Okay. But we got back out there on offense. We were forced to punt. I mean, the offense was looking bad. We got blanked in the fourth quarter. We were looking bad. All right. Now A&M did get away with an obvious PI on Mr. Hooks. Okay, but still doesn't change the fact that clearly the offense looks night and day without two. Now, okay, you say he's a starting quarterback. True. But you don't want to have that significant drop off in the production of the offense when you go from 2 to the backup. You feel me? And that was pretty much the game. Yeah, our defense forced another turnover on downs. And that was all she wrote. Okay. So a lot of us were a little scared, a little shaky going into the Soul Bowl. You know what I'm talking about? Because even though we clinched the SWAC East, we're going to host the SWAC Championship. Don't really need the all-core game, but you need the all-core game. It's all-core. It's the Soul Bowl, okay? It's the urban school versus the rural school, okay? So you really want to win this game, and therefore you really want to go out there and play. And he said he's going to go. All right? So it ought to be fun. But in the meantime, Jackson State University is going to bask in the glory of being 10-0. Put it on something.
Thank you so much for watching my daddy's YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and turn on your post notifications. Okay, how do I do it?